This morning, my good friend Chris Green reached out to me and asked for my thoughts on an upcoming branding campaign he's working on. Chris, I gotta tell you something, man. Your message couldn't have come at a better time. I was actually already writing my video on this morning, and just stay tuned. We're gonna talk about branding and the evolution of that process today. Come on, let's go talk. There are so many considerations that we have to have when it comes to branding that, man, you can get lost in a hurry. And I just want to let you know, as much as I love it, I hate it at the same time. As I mentioned in the intro, my good friend Chris Green reached out to me this morning, and he's looking for a new brand for his property and casualty portion of his agency that, typically has just been flood insurance. And I told Chris, let me think through it a little bit, because I love branding. I also hate it. But at the end of the day, I've got a pretty proven process that I have used that has helped me develop the brands that I represent. The first one is I come up with my mission statement. I want to make sure that I know what the mission statement is that I am going to use. And everything else will go into play around that. If you have a solid mission statement, it's not going to be a paragraph long. It's going to be 2, 3, maybe 4 sentences that tells people what your firm does, what you're about, what you believe in. The second thing I do is I take a shortened version of the mission statement and create a tagline. That tagline is a quick way for people to want to learn more about what it is that you do. From there, I create the name of the entity that I'm going to represent. Whether it be the Power Producers Podcast, Killing Commercial Insurance Sales Training, Florida Risk Partners, Florida Child Care Insurance, any of those things, my branding is pretty consistent across the board. Once I have the name of the entity, the very last thing that I do is I create the logo. Now listen, if you think the other stuff is hard, holy cow. The visual piece might actually be the worst. If you're reading this as a blog post, I've included a picture of exactly what the iterations of the Power Producers logo looked like when I was working through it. And as you can see, the end result, as much as I love it, differs greatly from where it started out. There are a lot of times where you have to be very succinct in your communications if you're using third parties, but you need to make sure you set your standards and that they understand exactly what it is you're going for. Listen, if you can do those things as you're working through your brand and you start at the end with the mission statement and you work backward all the way up to the logo, you're going to kill it in commercial insurance, and everybody's going to know who you are because your brand is going to be powerful and recognizable.